They tell you to be humble, and they mean be small. They tell you to wait your turn, and they mean never take it. Dangerous confidence begins when you stop waiting for permission, because no one gives power freely. It is always taken, but not by shouting, and not by waving your arms in desperation. You begin by shaping how the world sees you. Your appearance, your voice, your movements, they are the first battlefield. If you look unsure, they will make you unsure. If you look certain, they will follow that certainty before they understand why. Dangerous confidence is not loud. It is controlled, measured, and sharp enough to cut without raising your hand. Learn to hold your silence, because when you do speak, every word will feel like a blade in the air. Do not leap into every risk. The reckless drown quickly, but choose your moment and strike when your victory is almost inevitable. And above all, you must decide you are worthy before the world agrees. They see you before they hear you, and what they see shapes everything that follows. You may think people decide based on reason. They don't. They decide based on the picture they already have of you. That picture is your advantage, or your prison. If they see uncertainty, your words will carry less weight, even if they are true. If they see strength, your silence will still command the room. It is not fair, but it is reality. You can't control every opinion, but you can control the first impression, not through arrogance, not through pretending to be what you're not, but through deliberate construction of what you choose to show. Every gesture you make is a statement. Every pause is a negotiation. Every glance is a test of who leads and who follows. Most people let these moments slip away. They stand where they're told. They laugh when they don't want to. They dress like they hope not to be noticed. And then they wonder why no one takes them seriously. Dangerous confidence begins in the smallest details. The way you enter a room, the way you choose a seat, the way you meet someone's eyes and hold that connection for a heartbeat longer than expected. It begins in the discipline to appear certain, even when you are calculating beneath the surface. Because certainty is contagious, and doubt is too. If you leak hesitation, people will sense it. They will treat you accordingly. But if you stand as if you have the right to stand there, they will start to believe you do. Perception is not about lying. It is about deciding which part of the truth to lead with. If you are inexperienced, lead with composure. If you are nervous, lead with clarity. If you are untested, lead with presence. They will fill the gaps in their knowledge with the version of you they are given. Make sure that version serves you. This is why the way you carry yourself matters before the first word leaves your mouth. You are setting the terms of the exchange. They are already deciding whether to give you their attention or to place you in the background. Think about the people you've met who seemed magnetic. It was not luck. It was not magic. It was their command over the stage of their own body. Posture is not vanity. Stillness is not passivity. They are signals, signals that you are not desperate, signals that you are not afraid of silence, signals that you are not in a hurry to prove yourself because you already know your worth. And here is the truth. If you don't send these signals, others will send them for you. They will decide your value before you have a chance to speak. You can walk into the same room twice, once slouched, glancing at the floor, once upright, eyes steady, and you will be treated as two different people. The difference is not your skill. The difference is the frame you set for who you are. Most people wait to be recognized. Dangerously confident people make recognition inevitable. That begins with the face you show to the world, even when that world is not showing its best face to you. When you understand that perception shapes power, you stop chasing approval. You start shaping expectation. Once they see you, they begin to decide how to treat you. Perception sets the stage, but fear and respect keep it standing. You do not have to be feared. You do not have to be respected. But if you are neither, you are ignored, and being ignored is the slowest kind of defeat. People respect strength, not just the strength of force, but the strength of boundaries. They fear consequence, not cruelty, consequence. The difference matters. Cruelty creates enemies who wait for your weakness. Consequence creates stability. It tells others where the lines are and what happens when they cross them. Most people let those lines blur. They hope kindness will be enough. They think if they are generous, others will be generous back. It is a beautiful thought, but in the real world, kindness without strength invites exploitation. If you never say no, your yes means nothing. If you never hold the line, no one will believe you have one. Fear and respect are built in the same way through consistency. You do not need to be feared by everyone. You do not need to be respected by everyone, but you must ensure that with you there are rules, rules for how you are spoken to, rules for what you will accept, rules for what you will return. When people know your rules, they treat you differently. They will not test you the same way. They will not speak to you the same way. They will weigh their actions because they know the weight will come back to them. But this is not about intimidation for its own sake. This is about balance. If they only fear you, they will obey in silence while plotting your fall. If they only respect you, they may love you, but they will not hesitate to take advantage if you falter. True influence is when they both respect your worth and fear the loss of your favor. It is when they think twice before crossing you and feel honored to stand beside you. This is not achieved by speeches, not by declarations, but by small, repeated actions that prove you are not a person to be tested lightly. The first time someone disrespects you, they are watching what you will do. If you laugh it off when it matters, you tell them it is safe to do it again. If you hold your ground with quiet certainty, you tell them they misjudge the distance. Dangerous confidence is not in showing teeth. It is in showing that you never need to, that they can feel the strength without seeing it. This is why the most powerful people rarely raise their voices. They do not need to. Their presence carries the weight of consequence. You cannot fake this. If you try, it will crack under pressure. It is built slowly by proving to yourself that you can endure discomfort, and proving to others that you will not bend for convenience. If you bend too easily, they will shape you for their comfort. If you never bend, they will try to break you. The art is in knowing when to yield, and when to stand as if the earth itself holds you in place. The moment they understand that crossing you has a cost, you stop being an option and start being a force. And when they also understand that your favor is worth keeping, you become someone they do not just obey, but defend. Fear and respect are not built only by what you say. Often, they are built by what you choose not to say. Silence is a weapon most people never learn to use because silence feels uncomfortable. It feels like a gap that must be filled, and the moment you rush to fill it, you give away power. In silence, people reveal themselves. They start explaining more than they should. They rush to cover their own uncertainty. They show you where their confidence cracks. But if you can hold your silence, you force others to carry the weight of it. It makes them wonder what you are thinking. It makes them question if they have already said too much. It shifts the balance of control without you lifting a hand. This is not about ignoring people. It is about valuing your words enough to let them stand on their own. When every word is followed by more words, each one loses its weight. But when your words are followed by stillness, they echo. Stillness makes others lean in. It makes them chase your approval. It makes them work harder to keep your attention. Most people talk to prove they belong. The dangerously confident let their presence prove it. You do not need to comment on every opinion. You do not need to answer every question instantly. You do not need to rush to fill the air with something, just to prove you are still part of the conversation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to sit in the quiet and let others feel it. Because silence also makes you a better observer. It gives you time to watch the details that words would have distracted you from. The twitch in someone's expression when a subject is mentioned. The way their voice changes when they speak about certain things. The hesitation before they answer. People tell you who they are all the time. Most just speak too quickly to notice. When you master the art of silence, you stop reacting instantly. You start responding deliberately. And that difference changes everything. In negotiation, silence forces the other side to fill it. They will explain, justify, or offer more than they meant to. In conflict, silence removes oxygen from the fire. It turns shouting into echoes that fade without reply. In leadership, silence makes people weigh their words before they reach you, because they know they will not get an instant reaction to soften the blow. This is why silence feels dangerous, because it demands patience. It demands self-control. It demands that you be comfortable with not being understood immediately, but it also makes you unreadable, and unreadable people are hard to manipulate. You are not showing all your cards. You are not giving them the rhythm of your thoughts. You are letting them wonder if you know more than you have shown. That wondering works in your favor. You can let a single question hang unanswered, and in that pause, you turn the question back onto them. You can nod without speaking, and that nod can feel like agreement or a warning depending on what they hope you mean. Silence is not weakness. It is restraint. It is the choice to value timing over noise. Silence gives you time to see the board, but seeing is not enough. You must know when to move. Every action carries risk. Every choice costs something. The question is never, can I avoid risk? The question is, when is the risk worth taking? Most people move too quickly. They mistake movement for progress. They leap before they can see the ground and wonder why they land in the wrong place. Others wait forever. They prepare so long that the moment passes, and by the time they step forward, the door is already closed. Calculated risk lives between those extremes. It is patience with purpose. It is readiness sharpened by observation. You watch, you learn, you wait until the odds lean in your favor, not until they are perfect, because perfection never comes, but until you know the damage you can take and the damage you can give. It is knowing that some risks are traps dressed as opportunities, and some opportunities look like danger until you step into them. This is where your silence becomes a weapon, because while others rush, you are measuring. You are watching where they commit their strength. You are noticing where they are exposed. You are letting them show you where the fight will be won before you enter it. Calculated risk is not about being fearless. It is about being ready to move despite the fear, because fear is only a problem when it stops you from acting, and when you act, you do not announce it. You strike when no one expects movement, when they still think you are only watching. The element of surprise is not about speed. It is about timing. The right move at the wrong moment is still a loss, so you wait, not because you are hesitant, but because you are building inevitability. People confuse restraint with weakness. Let them. It makes your moment sharper when it comes. Every risk you take should teach you something. If it fails, it should fail in a way that gives you new ground to stand on. This is why you never gamble everything at once. The dangerously confident do not burn their ships blindly. They burn them only when they know the shore is worth taking. Calculated risk demands you know your own limits. Not the ones others put on you, the ones you choose for yourself. If you know how far you can fall, you can step closer to the edge without panic. And when you are calm at the edge, you see the paths others miss. Most people don't lose because they take risks. They lose because they take them in panic, or because they take them for pride. Pride demands proof. Strategy demands results. When you take a risk, do it to win something you can use, not to win applause you cannot spend. Because applause fades, position remains, and position in influence, in relationships, in opportunity is what allows you to take bigger risks later, with less to lose. You do not have to take every opening. Some are designed to make you move too soon, and the cost of moving too soon is often greater than the cost of waiting. But when you do move, you move with full commitment, because hesitation in the moment of risk is the same as surrender. Calculated risk is not a game of luck. It is a game of patience, awareness, and timing. When you take a calculated risk, there will still be a moment where you are alone with it. No certainty, no applause. Just the sound of your own mind asking, "Are you sure?" That is where self-belief becomes more than comfort. It becomes survival, because without it, you will hesitate, and hesitation kills faster than any wrong move. Most people think confidence is a feeling. They wait for it to arrive. They think it will appear when they have enough proof. But proof is a slow teacher, and the world will not always give you the time to earn it. Self-belief is not born from evidence. It is born from decision, from saying, "I will back myself." Even when the outcome is still unwritten, you do not need to know everything. You need to trust that you can handle what happens next. That trust is a strategy. It keeps you steady when others fold. It makes you act while they are still doubting. The dangerously confident are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear be the final voice. When the moment comes, they do not wait for reassurance. They move because they have already decided who they are, and this is where most people fail. They build their identity on outside validation, on being approved, accepted, and understood. But if the foundation of your worth is in other people's hands, you will never stand taller than their opinion. Self-belief takes that foundation back. It says, "I know my value before you do." And because you know it, you project it. That projection shapes the way others treat you. They feel the weight of your certainty. They sense the absence of apology in your presence. People test those who are unsure. They follow those who are not. This does not mean pretending to be perfect. It means owning your flaws without letting them shrink you. It means not hiding your inexperience, but refusing to let it define you, because experience can be gained. But the habit of doubting yourself will only deepen if you feed it. The world mirrors your belief back to you. If you believe you are unworthy, they will reflect it. If you believe you belong, they will find reasons to agree. And belief is not just for show. It shapes your decisions in real time. When you trust yourself, you take the meeting you're not ready for. You speak the idea that might be dismissed. You step forward when the space is open, instead of waiting for an invitation that will never come. Every risk you take with that belief grows it. Every victory reinforces it, and every loss teaches you that you can survive without shattering, because the truth is self. Belief is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to let failure define you. Others will try. They will remember your mistakes longer than your wins. They will measure you by the moments you fell short. But they cannot use your failures against you if you have already accepted them as part of your rise. This is why self-belief is not arrogance. Arrogance hides weakness. Self-belief acknowledges it and keeps moving anyway. When you carry that belief into the room, you do not ask for a place at the table. You take it without aggression, but without doubt, and the more you live this way, the less you need permission, because confidence stops being something you perform and becomes something you inhabit. You stop asking, "Will they accept me?" and start thinking, "Do I want to accept them?" When your belief in yourself becomes unshakable, it is no longer just for you. It becomes a signal, a warning, a declaration.